What's up, guys, and welcome to the Underground Pub Show, episode 58, here on the PPK Multiverse Network. My name is Schreiber with Bobo, and we've got Kenny here today. He is sitting in for CJ, who is not here today. He said he was sick. Apparently, he's been sick for the past week, but...
That's what happens when you cut off the mustache everybody loves.
Yeah.
You lose your power, like Samson.
Yeah, he lost his mustache power, and I think maybe he might still be having some...
It's funny that we didn't hear anything about this sickness until the day of the show when it's really cold outside and people are scared to drive because they're scared of icy roads and stuff. I'm just saying, it is kind of amazing that all of a sudden now it's become an issue with sickness when... We've been talking to him the entire week in the chat, and not one mention of sickness or bronchitis or loss of voice was mentioned. But, whatever, I could be completely wrong.
That's right. Speaking of the chat, we got the live chat going. If you guys want to hit us up there. Also, we got the hotlines open, 850-907-7686.
That's right. Now, as far... It's funny too. With CJ, it makes me wonder too. He
normally likes to inform me of all that stuff constantly. But
is there a possibility that he may have gotten over emotionally invested recently in something?
I think that might have been happening.
That could have happened.
Yeah, I'm thinking, why is this not letting me share? I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you, crowd. I'm just trying to
was it this
fucking
maybe?
Share.
That's
the group right quick.
That might have had something to do with it. Maybe, I'm glad you put it over me at least.
I don't want that shit over me.
Well, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. It was a pretty crazy weekend in football. I almost said college football, but that's over with now. There is no more college football.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, that was a weird year this year.
It went away with the parody.
And that it did. But yeah, we had the division NFL games. We're going to get into that in just a minute, along with the conference championship games that'll be this weekend. It's really weird. Before we dive right back into to football and sports, I've been noticing a lot of odd trends that are going on that have been kind of taking over the like social media and Facebook.
Eating Tide?
Eating, yeah.
Is that
we all heard of Roll Tide, but now people are eating Tide.
So I had to pick up some the little things you use for your dishwasher, the little blue things with a red thing in the middle of it, kind of similar looking thing.
Yeah.
And I show up and I'm there and I was like, I get some stuff. I need some coffee, some K-cups, some other stuff for the house. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot dessert. And I'm at Walgreens. So I run back and I get a bag of those and I put it on the thing. And the chick looks at me. I'm like, what? You ever had these before with syrup on top? She's like, looks at me like, I'm just kidding. I don't eat these for dessert or anything like that. But she just looked at me like I was this really disgusting subhuman. It was pretty funny.
I've
seen the videos.
It's crazy.
The crazy thing is that somebody was quick to believe you because it's pretty believable right now.
Yeah, it's what the kids are doing.
What I'm confused about, maybe you can help shed some light on this, either one of you for that matter, is, now I know it started as some kind of I don't know if it started like this.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Someone just calls it a challenge and hashtags it. If it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Fair enough. I mean, that's...
Such as everything else on the internet.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't know if people were somehow getting high off this or...
No, they just eat them.
They just eat them and nothing happens.
If you watch the videos, they attempt to eat them. More times than not, they can't eat them. They just end up spitting it out or,
I was busy
disgusted.
doing things on the show. What are we talking about?
Eating Tide Pods.
Yeah, the Tide Pods.
What the hell is that?
Like the laundry detergent.
Google on your phone, yeah, they eat them on videos now, and they'll cut them up like a knife and fork, and they'll saute them. They'll put them in a pot. Have you watched the videos yet?
Well,
they will saute them with butter and garlic.
I've read the article and I've seen the memes, but I can't bring myself to watch any of the videos. But I guess I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and do it.
I have not seen one person completely eat one though. They normally just get disgusted even a third of the way through it and just give up.
That is
if we name this show Tide, we all take Tide Pods and then named it that and put it in our thumbnail, one of us holding a Tide Pod, we'd probably get 10,000 views.
Oh, that doesn't matter really. Not for YouTube anymore. I was notified along with pretty much the rest of the world that at the come February, I'm no longer a certified YouTube partner.
Really?
Yeah. They are taking my monetization away from me.
Man, YouTube is just being weird all over the place.
They're being dicks.
There was recently a band from Flint, Michigan called King 810. They had one of their videos taken down from YouTube after, like, I mean, I think the video is like 3 or 4 years old, maybe longer, maybe shorter. I'm not sure exactly, but it got taken down because of hate speech. And it's like the video is a little violent, I guess, but
Right. Well, there's a algorithm that goes out and like scans through these videos super fucking fast to look for this stuff, and it's not right a lot of times.
no, it is very wrong with that band. Like, if anything, that band is kind of, especially with, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I could tell enough from like doing a 10-minute research on the band that they're not, a fascist band or anything like that. If anything, it seemed like the song was kind of the opposite. I don't know what it's called, so don't ask.
I hate to defend YouTube because, I mean, it's Google and they have all the power in the world and everything. But, at the end of the day, I kind of get what their issue is because, they want to make more money on ads because that's the whole point. Someone's got to pay for that server space, right?
Yeah.
And there's just so many YouTube contributors now that, in order for them to pay them all, it's going to end up, it's going to cost them more. So during this process of changing their rules and everything for monetization, to make things cleaner for their advertisers, which are the only people that matter to them.
Yeah.
If you're a content contributor to YouTube, they don't give a fuck about you. You can't even contact them, essentially. If you have a problem, you can put it in a queue and hope it gets answered, right? So essentially, they got sick of dealing with all these questions like, why did you take this video down? Or why did you take monetization off of this video? There's nothing wrong with it. So at first they started setting restraints. They would say, for example, all right, if your video doesn't get 1,000 views a week, you're not allowed to submit anything for it.
Yeah.
And now they're basically getting so sick of dealing with it that they're telling people, look, come this date, you're no longer a partner. If you don't do this statistically, then, or if you do this statistically, you can reapply. And we don't do those kind of numbers, especially since now that, we do everything on Facebook, and then we upload the show later to YouTube. We don't do the views we used to do, so we don't fall into that category anymore.
Yeah.
Not that it's a big deal. I mean, I've had that channel since we started PMVN in early or mid 2016, and I mean, there's only like $20.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we made a shit ton of money or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, like you said, I mean, somebody's got to pay for it all, but I mean, whatever. Like, it's still not a bad idea to somehow use this eating of laundry detergent as a way to expand.
I was actually watching a dude who's laughing at that's literally what people were doing. They would just throw a thumbnail with someone about to eat it, and then you watch the video and they never eat it, but you look at the views, he has like 10,000 views. Yeah, it's just literally just at the time they don't even put the thing in their mouth.
We could do our next week's show with just like a box of like a Tide detergent, like here on the table, and just leave it there.
I picked one up today, right? I picked one up. No, it was last night. I picked it up, and like the funny thing is, my dog, or the dog of the house, I should say, whenever you have like a plastic bag like that, she thinks it's food. So she came in running, looking at it. And I had it in my hand, and I was like, look at the dude, and we're like, "Wee!" And she's like trying to get at it. Like, yeah, this is already a problem. But I looked at it, and I was like, I mean, it looks like something you put like on top of. It looks like a weird. It could be maybe a dessert. But it's not. It's detergent. Yeah, it looks all blue and creamy and stuff. Yeah, I get it. But it is detergent.
And that they usually come with satisfying smells, obviously, too.
Yeah, but it smells like detergent. It doesn't smell like, a pie.
Yeah,
it smells like a clean sheet in a summer's day. So,
I will say this, not that I'm defending any of this in any way, shape, or form, but there is my roommate, Ashlyn, she has I don't know, when she moved in with her boyfriend, she's got like seriously like 10 or 15 different kinds of detergent. And there's one that I used the other day when I was when I was doing laundry that actually smelled like candy, like fucking cotton candy or something. And like, it makes me wonder if like some asshole like got a hold of this kind of laundry detergent or... It's funny that we're talking about this.
There's no explanation for what people do on the internet these days.
None of this shit surprises me
whatsoever. I know,
man.
It really is. I'm scared and excited at the same time to see what's next. I really
That's what I like these trends. As soon as the trend happens, you make a video right quick to get your views, and then you're good to go. And then you make a video about your video, and then you get the same views again in the whole other video. It's pretty silly.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I've seen crazier things. Well, I guess I have seen crazier things on the internet, but that's definitely up there. That is definitely
eating a Tide Pod like it's a candy is really strange.
Yeah, I mean, I thought those ice bucket challenges were annoying, man. Like,
Yeah, that's
and
just now that seems completely sane and normal.
yeah, I mean, it really does. To dump a bucket of freezing cold water on you in sub-zero temperatures outside totally seems like a normal thing compared to eating fucking laundry detergent. I mean, like I said, I'm excited to see what's next. I really am. At this point in time, why not? I mean, if it's gonna be out there, then fucking give it to us. Like,
I'm just so desensitized to that shit now, man. It's not even funny.
right? It's definitely getting there. So I mean, there was that, and what else? I feel like there was something else I recently came across that. Oh yeah, I actually just read about this right before. Let me pull the picture up on my phone just so I make sure I get all my facts straight about this. I read about this like literally right before we started the show. There's a musician out there. I don't know if you remember this guy, Bobo, Andrew WK. He had that song "Party Hard" back in the day.
Doesn't ring any bells at all.
When it's time to party, we will party hard. It was like a big 2000.
Come on, man, sing it.
Big 2000, big song of 2001, and I guess he kind of took a dive in popularity after that song. And out of nowhere, he's kind of making a comeback, and he put a new song out recently. And I guess the song really gets the party juices flowing because this guy...
Gets the party juices flowing.
This guy, Luke Mitchell, on Twitter, posted that he was casually driving down the M4 listening to the new Andrew WK single, and now suddenly he has a speeding ticket, but he said it was totally worth it. Andrew WK sees this on Twitter, and first he says, the price of partying, and then turns around and says, Luke, I would like to pay for your speeding ticket. I was responsible for the sonic party power that caused you to speed. I'll direct message you now and get your information. Please let me do this for you. That's kind of rad, right? Like, that's pretty cool. Like, that's pretty neat. I mean, could you imagine, like, back in the day, like having the Beastie Boys or somebody like that, like, get a hold of you because, you decided to skip school and go watch porno and got in trouble for it, like, and they decided to get a hold of you and, like, serve your detention from school for it or some shit, like.
It's funny how he gave us a little glimpse into his high school years, man, isn't it?
Hey, I'm sure that's not very, very different from, a lot of y'all's high school years, so fuck off.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't get my hand off my dick when I was in high school, man.
There you go.
Pretty much all I did.
But I thought that was pretty funny about the Andrew WK.
Pretty much all I still do.
Well, there you go. The Andrew WK guy, like,
I still have no idea who this man is, but
Yeah,
fair
right.
enough.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either.
y'all go and
It's
check him
like
out.
Power Man 3030,
Powerman 3030.
or whatever that guy's name was.
That's a rock special by
Powerman
ESPN.
5000.
That's fair enough.
No, musically he's not like him at all. But I mean, I guess it came out around that same time. I think it was. I don't know. To be honest with you, I never really liked his music, but I thought he was cool. Like I said, go Google and watch some of this guy's music videos, particularly the song "Party Hard." I think a majority of his songs are all about partying. That's like kind of his big thing, and so he felt responsible for this young man's speeding ticket and the Sonic party that went down.
Sonic Party.
The Sonic party that came through this
Is
guy.
he English?
Well, no, he's very American. I think very, very American.
The guy.
Yeah,
that
the guy is
English,
English
apparently.
because he's talking. That was a British freeway.
The M4. Yeah, that's
No, the guy that got the speeding ticket, I guess, is, yeah.
Okay.
Or, well, probably is. I guess
more
he's in
likely.
England, yeah.
A guy in England.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting, I
You
guess.
know, I've always thought that rock stars, specifically, well, just any rock star that's a solo guy, I've always thought that was kind of weak.
I mean,
there's a few that have pulled, like Ozzy did a good job with it.
Billy
you know what I
Idol.
mean? No, that's one of the reasons why I'd say it was weak.
I mean, the guy became wildly successful after that. He was way more,
Yeah, there's a ton of people that did it.
way
I
more
just-
popular as solo
There's
as he was
something
with
weird
Generation
and
X.
poppy about it, though, that is just kind of weird. You know, people like Sting and Phil Collins go
Well,
solo.
those
You know
are
what I
real.
mean?
Those are real bad examples right there. I mean,
I'm still waiting for the bad one.
Phil Collins. I mean,
Think about how
The legend Phil Collins.
out of all the bands that you like and
Well,
actively listen to,
well, I mean,
how many
Charles
of them-
Manson's a legend too, and that doesn't make him cool or anything like that.
A lot of people would say different
I
than
don't.
that.
I'm not even gonna have that conversation. But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
What conversation?
Charles Manson, but Phil Collins. I don't know. Like, I've just never liked his music. I didn't like it in Genesis, although I found it a little bit more tolerable. But some of Phil Collins, and the way South Park made fun of him by having a band that was fronted by a handicapped person in a wheelchair that could only say his front name being a bigger band than Phil Collins was. Like, I thought that was pretty genius. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Phil Collins just never did it for me. There is some. Who's a bad solo artist? There's plenty of them out there. I mean, Phil Collins was one. One band that I never liked. I know. You may. I'm pretty sure you don't. I never liked the Dave Matthews Band. And I know he's coming to, I think, the Wharf soon. I don't know what it was.
I mean, not the worst thing in the world.
Bolo, like,
I mean, you're a metal.
I don't
kid.
actively listen to it or have listened to it.
My only beef with Dave Matthews really is that it's jam band music that they never actually jam.
That's
You think they're going to, but they don't. They're that genre of music without the jam part.
It's confusing.
It's very confusing.
I don't know, just something, and that and his singing style just drives me to. I don't know, it's something about the way he sings drives me nuts. But I mean, there's some people out there that there's some girls out there that the minute they hear Dave Matthews open his mouth, their panties just drop right on the floor, and they are sold. Like, I don't know, I don't get it. Dave Matthews, I never got it. I think I've avoided. By the way, Josh Elliott says yes. Fuck Dave Matthews Band. Yes, thank you. At least somebody's
That's charcoal.
Charcoal, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, I know that guy.
Yeah. He's on a couple episodes of the Pimpy Cast.
Very nice. Well, at least he agrees with me. I think I've avoided.
At least somebody does.
Yeah, I think I've avoided the subject long enough. So let's just dive back into football and get this over with, shall we? So yeah, the division games were this past weekend. And, aside there was 4 of them, and aside from one of them, they were all pretty good games actually. Like, they were pretty exciting games. The Jacksonville Jaguars game, which, CJ's not here tonight, but I mean, he was.
We were laughing at that, and I was trying to defend how they would win that game, and then I gave up. I was like, whatever, fuck it, I guess they'll lose. And then they won.
Yeah,
Jacksonville
beat the Steelers, and now they get to play the Patriots. And like the weird thing about that Jacksonville Steelers game was that last touchdown seemed almost uneventfully too easy. You're like, here you go. That was it. That was pretty much the game.
It's like, where did all this come from? But I guess it's been there all year.
I guess so. I mean, there was.
Fournette was in an accident, though. You see that the other day?
He was, yeah. I mean,
but nothing serious apparently.
Supposedly, he basically walked away from the whole thing.
I was setting up the new Play Harder Radio broadcast scene. And when I was messing with the sports ticker, it came up and it said Fournette not injured in car accident. It's like, how the fuck is that even news? Don't come at me with some shit like that unless it's mangled and you got some pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, he was involved in something that happens every day and nothing happened to him.
Right.
So I mean that's good for him. I mean, he doesn't need a car accident for him to get hurt. He does that on his own football games, but not that I wanted to happen.
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
But I did eat my words a little bit about him. I said he was going to have a rough year, and he didn't. He got injured. He did get injured a lot, though. I mean, that was what I was predicting.
I think he just stayed injured. I think it's the same injuries. Just some games are worse than others, so he was able to play through it.
And don't forget, guys, if you want to talk about Leonard Fournette being glass, about eating Tide detergent, or anything else we have going on, the hotlines are open, 850-907-7686.
That is right.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily Mr. Glass, because he will go out there and he finished the season, but
I
just think he's just gonna have that nagging injury all the time. I think, kind of like Arian Foster, where it just never goes away. Eventually, you just like fuck. But maybe not. Maybe next year, whatever it is, will be gone and he's good to go. But we'll see.
If he has a huge game against New England, he's gonna be like the biggest person that ever like set foot in Jacksonville in a very long time.
Yeah.
Obviously, what everybody's saying. I mean, even though today it was announced that Tom Brady jammed his throwing hand up at practice and became limited, or is now listed as limited for the rest of the week.
Sounds like a Belichick move. But
it sounds very Belichick-ish. But even with all that, even with all that, the Patriots are really highly favored to beat the Jaguars. But I don't know. I mean, it feels weird saying that the Jaguars have this legitimate shot, but I mean, after that performance against the Steelers, and we talked about it on the show throughout the entire season, the Jaguars, when they were on this year, they would kill teams, and then they would turn around and get beat by some random schmuck team. So I don't know, that's going to be an exciting game.
I don't know. I think they were just this whole season is just about, for almost all the teams except for except for Philly, really, has just been hot and cold,
Yeah.
fucking cold. You know, there's funny because there's been more parity in football in the NFL this season than I think I've ever seen. You know what I mean? It sucks that my Raiders are on the shit end of that, but we got a cool coach as a result.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Christina Bethune in the live chat, she said, "Who do you guys want to be in the Super Bowl since all your teams are eliminated?" Yeah, I guess I'll have to get to that.
fuck you too, Christina. Fuck you.
Well, not the Dallas Cowboys because they too are eliminated. Just kidding, Christina. I love you.
No, but they are eliminated.
But they are eliminated. They did not qualify. Technically, did not qualify.
Well, I guess that one was for Christina. It should have been. Sorry.
He's on point with the sound clips today. Christina, I would like to see Jacksonville beat the Patriots. I don't have anything against the Patriots necessarily, but I live in Florida, never had a problem with the Jaguars. I feel like it'd be cool to see a different team in there for once in Lord knows how long. And Jaguars fans have waited patiently enough,
For trolling purposes, I would love to see Jacksonville beat
Hell yeah.
New England. That would be a trolling campaign I could unleash across New England for here until eternity if that happens.
And I think that's the reason Steeler fans are so pissed off. They're not pissed off because, they came out flat and got knocked out of the playoffs. They're pissed off because they lost to the Jags.
Yeah, that did happen.
It's a visual thing, right? Like, and even though the Jags haven't been that bad this year, if anything, they've actually been one of the better teams in the AFC.
Yeah, Ron Gronkowski today said it was that this would be the best team that they faced all year. That's weird to think about, right?
That is
a New England Patriot saying that the Jaguars are gonna be the best team they play all year. But
it probably will. It could be.
Yeah, very well could be. So
perception is reality, man.
So as far as the AFC goes, it sounds like me and Bobo are both pretty sold on the Jags. I guess you're feeling the same thing too, Kenny.
Oh, anybody but the fucking Pats. Man.
Yeah. As far as the NFC goes, yeah, I'm going for the Eagles. I've never had a problem with the Vikings or anything. I still don't. Obviously we'll get to that game in a. Fuck it. We all know what happened. The Saints. Blew a miserable last-second catch and ended up losing a game that they probably should have won, even though they were down 17-0 at one point. I'm going for the.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about
this entire situation and how it unfolded.
But I'm going for the Eagles. I'm going for the Eagles for a number of reasons. I'll get back to that later. But yeah, I've avoided it long enough tonight, I think. So go ahead.
So, could he have not made a play? I keep hearing all these excuses about if he would have done anything, it would have been automatic pass interference.
I'd say the Florida may be a little proper.
I don't think that's.
Yeah. I just realized what we were.
I don't think that's entirely accurate.
No, I don't.
No matter what, you make a play, and the play is to tackle that dude. I don't care if you're going to get called for pass interference, which you don't know because you have no idea what the ref's going to do.
I thought he was trying to tackle Teo's girlfriend.
Whatever you got to do, you just do it because anything is better than a fucking 65-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
with zero time left on the clock. Anything's better than that. Punching dude in the face is better than that.
No, Drew Rende, you are just in time to make fun of the Saints.
Call in. Call
up. I know you're not feeling well, but go ahead, call in. I've had a few days to let this one sink in. Trust me, it hurt at first. I definitely went from when that play happened, right before that play happened, being incredibly happy, super stoked. The Saints just kicked a field goal that pretty much I thought sealed the game, and then in a matter of moments, tragedy struck, and I went from very happy to very sad.
The live video feeds I was watching from different bars in New Orleans of that.
Oh, I bet that's priceless.
Oh God,
I haven't gotten around to bringing myself to watch that kind of.
So you think that he should have made the play? You don't think there's any other way around it?
No, even he doesn't believe that. He said it himself that he can't make that mistake. I see what happened because I've watched this play, unfortunately, about 1,000 times. I think I've watched it more than I did the game-winning catch at the national championship, just because I felt like I needed an answer for this. I saw what happened in the Bama game, and that was great. I feel like I needed an answer for what happened with this clusterfuckery that happened at the end of the Saints game. My friend Kellen Chestnut out in South Florida. He called me so distraught thing, and he's like, well, somebody should be fired over this. And I was like, well, calm down. So I've watched this play quite a few times, and it seemed like I see what he was trying to do, but he misjudged the timing of it to a great extent.
Yes. Yes, he literally was almost not even in the stadium at the time.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't know. I mean, I think if he'd have waited a few extra seconds and then attempted to go on doing what he was going to do, he would have still made the tackle. I mean, there's a very good chance that the guy would have landed in bounds that would have put him right in field goal range and probably still would have won. Or, I mean, if he didn't want to, I know why he didn't want to use his hands in the right way, because if there were a penalty would have been called on it, that would move him right up there. And I mean, basically, all the guy would have had to do was just kind of look at the football and then field goal.
They still have to make another play, though.
Yeah.
And you stop the scoring, which is what you have to do at that
No,
point.
trust me, I'm
the
not-
scoring has to be stopped.
Yeah, no, trust me, I was not defending that. These are reasonings that I've tried to
Yeah.
gather. I mean, I'm not after this guy's head either, which I've seen some people, both fans and non-fans of the Saints, really giving this guy a hard time. And I don't. I mean, one thing people need to remember: this same player, Marcus Williams, also potentially saved the game for the Saints.
Yeah.
Because he made a big interception. Because at one point in time, the Saints had just got their first touchdown, but they still had some work to be doing, especially with the way Minnesota had been moving the ball. They needed a momentum swing, and that was it when he got that interception. And it seemed like ever since that happened, the game had just kind of slowly shifted in the Saints' favor, and they were playing more like the team that I was used to seeing this year. And it wouldn't have been the first time this season the Saints dug themselves out of a hole. They had a pretty big hole against the Redskins this year. Came back and won that game. So, you know, I really, I mean, and you know, Drew Brees, Sean Payton both said it themselves. You know, they really liked their chances of winning before the said disaster struck. So no, I mean, I'm not making excuses for the guy. He fucked up. That dude fucked up and made a mistake that you cannot make. I'm not saying that this guy should have his head removed and put on a stake in the middle of Bourbon Street for all to see. But like, you know, I don't even think the Saints should fire him. He actually had a really good year this year.
You are one pathetic
Yeah,
loser.
that's what I was looking at. So I started checking up on the stats and stuff. I was
Actually,
like,
damn good.
this is very unfortunate for this dude to make this play.
Yeah, even though he had a great rookie season, I don't see anybody, regardless of his season, going out and quickly buying Marcus Williams jerseys.
No, it's maybe some Minnesota fans might buy a couple.
Yeah,
Ironically.
Yeah, and right now that should be the most favorite player in all of Minnesota right now should be that guy, because had that play not happened, it's very likely the Saints would have won that game and we'd be playing the Eagles this week, but we're not.
Caller.
So all right, we've got a call right now. We'll go ahead and take that
Well, once I can figure that out.
once we can figure that out. You know. All right, what's up? Thank you for calling. You're on the Underground Pub Show with Bobo, Schreiber, and Kenny. Who is this?
Hey man, I'd like to place an order for delivery, please.
Sure. What can we get for you today, sir?
Alright, can I do like 2 large pepperonis? You got some like cheese bread, and do you guys sell wings?
What? No, we don't, sir. But we do have salads. If you want a salad,
You can toss a salad.
We have Tide Pods too.
Tide Pods. we got some Tide Pods.
yeah, we have Tide Pod salad for you.
Tide Pod
Would you like some
salad?
Tide Pods, sir?
We have Sunshine, Winter's Mist,
Cotton candy mint.
Morning Breeze.
Wash it down with some
You
douche.
said Tide Pods? 'Cause, like,
Yeah, we have the blue ones and the green ones.
Bro.
I just realized who this is.
Who is this?
This is Brandon.
Oh, McKendrick.
Kenny wins.
Kenny wins. All right. Thanks for the always entertaining call. You know, for a minute, I almost thought we were gonna get like a serious call about what was going on with the Saints or whatever. Nope,
Right.
fake pizza order. Thanks for the call, Brandon. He's absolutely not.
I can't remember the last time somebody actually called the show talking about anything we were talking
Didn't
about.
we have one last week? No, we didn't.
No, because Hunter called in last
Yeah,
week.
it was Hunter, wasn't
and
it?
the conversation changed to Bitcoin.
Yeah, it did. We did talk about Bitcoin a little bit last week. We were talking about making that like
Y'all
we're-
have a good night.
All right,
thanks,
you too,
brother.
Brandon. Thanks for the call, man.
I was hoping that was going to be like a reoccurring thing.
Bitcoin hour
Yeah, well,
or
like-
minutes, I guess
Yeah,
rather.
Hunter Moore and his life advice with Bitcoin on the Underground Pub.
Hello,
Show.
Stephanie.
What's up, Stephanie? She was just saying what's up, Kenny, not what's up to us. Okay, so no.
Someone's listening on phone.
I take back that what's up.
Hey, Stephanie's a good girl.
I'm kidding. That's the most offensive thing that happens on this show. Taking back what's ups, what ups.
And people calling in sick when they know damn well they're not sick. too embarrassed to watch the show right now.
You've been-
Yeah, I
Sir.
noticed he's not even watching.
Did you lose your voice for humiliation from watching your team get shitted on? that how it happens?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong. I was like, thank God, I was around family. Well, my mom and dad, my girlfriend and son. I was around them, so I couldn't have an epic meltdown. And I remember right whenever that happened, one of the first things that popped into my head when what I was seeing was starting to, process in my brain was, man, thank fucking God I'm not at Coyotes right now. For a number of reasons. One, I know I'd have a lot of people giving me shit, which I was not in the mood for at that current point in time. And two, I probably would have drank a whole lot more than I had at that particular night.
You wouldn't have needed that as an excuse.
And
Yeah, I asked who was up there, and they said, "No, a lot of people are up here actually." So okay, I was wondering who was upset and crying in their cups. I was when I was watching the game. I looked away. I touched my computer monitor. And I was doing some stuff, and I look back and I don't see the play. I actually see what's his face running down,
result.
and I was like,
Stephon Diggs.
God, I just thought, I missed that play. I thought it was a replay from earlier in the game. I was like, when did they score that touchdown? Then I saw the sidelines. I saw the Peyton's face, and I was like, oh dear God, they just scored a 65-yard. I said, how that happened? And I did the little rewind. I was like, I watched it. I was like, I don't know what happened. What the hell just happened there?
I was in the studio watching it with no audio because I was working on some stuff, and I remember I happened to glance over because I pretty much thought the game was over too.
Yeah. I thought it was literally no time that was.
And I remember just mumbling to myself, "Fucking idiot," and then I just turned it off.
By the way, I see my old boss from Logan's Roadhouse, Mark Lopez, is out there watching. Mark, I know he's a Saints fan too. I hope you're recovering well from that one too, buddy. No, usually there isn't too many times I get taken surprised by by something happening in a football game, because we've all been watching this sport pretty much our whole lives. We kind of feel like we've all seen it all. The thought never occurred to me right before that play that, man, I hope a 65-yard touchdown doesn't happen right now to fuck up. And then sure shit it did, and right away, I almost had some kind of post-traumatic stress disorder that came back from 2011's season when the Saints lost in a very similar fashion in the same round of the playoffs.
Was that in the one in Seattle?
No, the 49ers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When Breeze and Alex Smith were trading licks back and forth, and there was just shy a little over a minute left. The Saints scored a touchdown.
The tight end scored, right?
It was Jimmy Graham. Yeah, they scored a go-ahead touchdown. And I actually remember I was at the Coyotes for this particular game, and I remember I got up to use the bathroom, and as I'm coming back, I didn't actually see the whole play unfold. I was just about to sit down as I saw the ball in the air. Didn't quite sit. I think I was half in my seat, just thinking, man, I really hope somebody doesn't catch that. And then they did.
Yeah.
And it was it was like a bad nightmare that just relived and happened again. It sucked. It was not a fun day. Like I said, but I was around family, so I stood there and swallowed it. And I was like, okay, well, that just happened. And
Somebody call in, make fun of Schreiber for being a Saints fan.
Yeah,
850-907-7686.
make fun of me for being a Saints fan. That's something I have no problems with right there. Still, even after all that, we've seen worse seasons, but I was bummed, and then until I finally got home. I kept it together until I finally got home, and my girlfriend was like, all right, well, I'm going to go into bed. I'm like, all right, you do that. I'll catch up with you in a minute. And then that's when the drowning of sorrows went down, and the thankfulness of not having to be at either job the next day.
Oh, I bet.
So, yeah, that sucked. Total bummer, man.
Yeah.
That's total bummer. It's funny, Atlanta Falcons players were trolling the Saints on the internet, too. And, it was kind of hard to take seriously because the Falcons got beat in the exact same round by the Philadelphia
They got beat by Foles, which is not a great accomplishment either.
Without his racist receiver.
It's kind of,
He did not have the racist receiver, so, it was just... it was almost kind of...
They got beat by no touchdown, no passing touchdown scored. They lost.
They tried to do the exact same thing that Minnesota did to us, and they just failed. And they had Julio Jones.
Yeah. He only had one reception in the end zone, and I don't know how long, but it was crazy.
Yeah, you've mentioned this before when we talked about fantasy football. He's
He's
just a weird
not
guy.
a dude you want to have. I'm telling you.
And not a guy you want to rely on.
No,
anyway.
definitely not. But unfortunately, if you draft him, you're going to draft him in the first round. So you almost have to rely on him. But you don't want to have to rely on that
Yeah.
dude.
He's an odd guy, man. I mean,
I don't know if it's him or Ryan or what, but he doesn't score that much. He scores in spurts, and I don't know. This is not my type of receiver, to be honest with you.
he can just fuck off in your world.
That's the weird thing about Matty Ice, man. I feel like he just hasn't ever really taken that next step.
I mean, we all thought he did last year. Had one of the best seasons a quarterback could have.
No, I mean, yeah, I know. I don't know, man. It's. I mean, if he was able to follow up with one of those kind of seasons this year, maybe I would say he's finally arrived. But I think he's still kind of a middle of the run quarterback right now.
Speaking of middle of the round quarterbacks, have you seen the video that your quarterback is in, Kenny?
A car video?
Yeah, what's going on there?
Which one are we talking about?
The one that's really bad.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, you should then, because it was the most strangest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You didn't tag me in it.
I didn't know what to do when I saw it. It was pure.
You gonna have to explain to us what the fuck.
Yeah,
I thought weren't you guys were talking about it. Wasn't it linked in the chat?
Was it?
Someone
I
said
talking about it.
Yeah, someone said this is your quarterback, and he's just sitting there rapping with some like cars in the background, and there's like a smoke machine.
I maybe.
Well, I will go look for it, and I will share it again. Then.
Yeah, well,
But I'm pretty sure I saw it in the channel, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was the Raiders quarterback singing with a smoke machine and a bunch of cars in the background and some sort of like swamp.
So, we've got Kenny on the Google right now, so I guess we're gonna get an answer for this here soon. Another middle-aged quarter. Well, I should not say middle-aged, but like Matty Ice. I thought Cam Newton kind of seems to follow that.
The first thing that comes up: Derek Carr, Raiders QB.
That was really quick.
Sings in weird music.
That's it. That's it. I described it to a T. That's it. And then I say smoke machine, forest,
my God.
cars.
Hold on.
That's exactly what I saw.
Can we get some of this at least on here?
A smoke machine,
It's gonna take me a second. Just hold on. We're
a
gonna put it
forest,
right
and cars. That's exactly what I saw.
now. Hold on. We're
It
gonna get
sounds
this up.
strange because it is strange.
We don't normally do this on the show, but we are today. Uh-oh.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, this has to be done. This has to be done.
So you guys weren't talking about this? Who was talking about this?
Damn sure wasn't me. This crazy shit.
I
This is the
watched
first
it.
time
I was
I've ever
like,
seen this
"What
crazy
the
shit."
hell is this?"
All right, so let's see. All right.
I don't know if there's gonna be ads or what on this, but we'll give it a go. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, we got an ad.
All right, so we'll just.
Well, if we have an ad, maybe they won't cancel it when they see it and be
sure-
like, "You're using algorithms."
There's like no way to turn the volume down or anything. I want to skip the ad. How do I fucking skip the
Yeah,
ad?
it'll be over in just a second.
Yeah, we're halfway.
Yeah, but I don't
through
want
now.
to play ads for these assholes.
I don't even know what. The Fixer.
Oh, and then I fucking turn it up.
Watch it now.
That's a fucking HP commercial. What the fuck kind of shit is that? All right.
This is it. He has tassels on this jacket. Like I said, smoke machine, car, forest. That's exactly what I saw.
What the fuck is this?
Who are the other guys in this video? Is it all Derek?
Oh, dude, this is a fucking. It's for a car dealership, I bet.
Well, yeah, I was assuming so.
I mean, I don't care. It's being made and it's happening.
It's happening.
This is the craziest shit I've ever seen, man.
Didn't I explain it well?
Oh, what the
I saw that. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And then
That was entertaining, man. That was entertaining. That was a good one. That was a good one. You know what I mean?
I might lose sleep over some silly shit like that, man. What the fuck?
But here's the thing, dude. You know you're gonna go home or like after the show tonight. You're gonna watch that at least one more time.
No, dude, no.
Yes,
no,
you
I'm
will.
gonna try my hardest to forget I ever saw that crazy shit. Fuck, I gotta live with that. Jesus.
I could think of worse things, man. I mean, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
you could lose your voice and be stuck at home because you couldn't come on the show.
And not watch it either, too.
Yeah, he's embarrassed.
That lasted way longer than I thought it was going to.
He wouldn't even watch the show tonight, too. What a team player that CJ is.
Yeah.
It actually pisses me off more when he calls in and then he's sitting somewhere watching the show. Because then I feel like, fuck, he could have been here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. So yeah, I think we've said all we could say about my sadness with the Saints in that game or whatever. It happened. It was awful. Going back, I'm obviously gonna go for the Eagles. You're all about that one today. That's about the.
No, I want Minnesota to win now.
I kind of want Philly to win just because I think it would be hilarious that seeing Nick Foles in the Super Bowl.
I had Diggs in several teams. I like Diggs. He's a pretty good player. Obviously, he can score.
He can ruin seasons.
He can make things happen on the field when he catches the ball.
Yeah, I thought his weird celebration afterwards was almost just as awkward as the.
What, when he stood there and stared at people?
I don't know. Just like, I don't know.
I thought it was pretty
He
awesome.
did this whole Vogue fucking stance.
He mentioned in the
looking-
interview that he didn't even know what just happened. It was almost like
Yeah, he probably had no celebration to do. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was not supposed to
He
be in
ripped
the end
his
zone.
helmet off and fucking bounced it through the end zone.
He kind of just threw it over that way or whatever. Like, it's fucking helmet. I don't need this shit. Game's over. So yeah, I'm going for the Eagles. So to answer your question, Bethune, from like 20 something minutes ago, yeah, I'm hoping for a Eagles.
Yes, the Cowboys suck.
An Eagles Jaguars Super Bowl. Which, man, just saying that, see, that's like that. Like, I mean, a couple years ago, that wouldn't even be worthy of a Thursday night football game. Now, that's a potential to be the Super Bowl this year.
Everybody gets a Thursday game.
I mean, everybody does, but
Maybe a Monday would
I
be a
think
better way.
Vikings versus Jacksonville will be kind of cool because I know Jacksonville hasn't won Super Bowl, but I don't think Minnesota hasn't won one either.
Minnesota
right?
has not.
They have not won one at all. In
that-
fact, of the 4 teams left, only one has won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
The
Patriots.
correct? Yeah.
Another thing too. What's up, Chris Visual? Another thing too that if the Vikings do win that game, they will be the first team ever to host a Super Bowl and be in it because the Super Bowl's in Minnesota this year.
Oh, wow.
They've made a little bit of history. They're the first team to even compete in a NFC Championship game and hosting the Super Bowl.
Huh.
So I mean, they've already made it that far. So I mean, they one more game and
Yeah, because it's always Dallas hosting it, so I guess that makes sense.
it seems to always be. I miss you too, buddy. It's usually like Dallas, New Orleans seems to get Super Bowls a lot. Houston, Miami, like those are kind of the. And for a long time, New Orleans was kind of the safe bet because the Saints are gonna make the Super Bowl, but
And then they fucked up on the power, and nobody wants to go back there now.
What? Yeah, that did happen. Well, they've had other major events there. I think they had WrestleMania there, which according to our absent host, is the biggest event in all of mankind.
All of sports entertainment.
It's known mankind. I mean, there is nothing bigger than WrestleMania. Not the Super Bowl, not the Olympics.
I'm sorry.
Not the Super Bowl, not the Olympics, not World War II.
No.
It's WrestleMania. That's
right.
That is a
I
real
haven't
thing.
watched one in like 3 years.
I haven't watched one in like.
I think the last one I watched, Snooki wrestled somebody from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, see, and this is one of the many reasons why I don't watch wrestling anymore. Because
Pretty sure that's the last.
The WWE has had a long-standing tradition of just getting weird fucking celebrities to go on there, man.
yeah, but wasn't Donald Trump like long before his president? He was,
I think it
wrestling.
was like more like 2 days before he was president.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was a few days before he was president, and probably as a bad guy. But and like one rumor, I don't know why I'm even still talking about wrestling, but one rumor I heard was that apparently that's the route Ronda Rousey is going now. She's supposed to make her debut in WWE at the SummerSlam coming up. I think, or either that or the Royal Rumble.
She's doing
whichever
the Brock Lesnar
whichever
course.
one's next,
The only thing, well, Brock started in wrestling, then went to MMA.
and then went back to wrestling, and he goes back and forth a lot. I don't know. It's we're actually talking about wrestling, so it'd be nice to have CJ here for this, but
Nah.
he was too sick.
CM Punk did the same thing, or I think he's still UFC right now. But he does the same thing as well.
What's that now?
CM Punk, I guess, goes between wrestling and UFC.
Yeah, he got his
Right.
fucking ass kicked in his first fight.
Did he?
Yeah, he got it handed
That's
to him.
that's kind of expected, though. I wouldn't think they would just come in there and dominate.
I don't know. If I'm already famous for something, I'm putting in some extra work. I'm making sure I fucking at least show up.
Didn't
He looked like he had no business being there.
the Insane Clown Posse? They were wrestlers too for a while, weren't
Yeah,
they?
the funny thing about them is that they had that whole Great Malenko era where they got signed by I forget which label it is, but it was owned by Disney or whatever. they got dropped, obviously, by the
Quickly,
label, and that generated all this buzz. So everybody wanted them, and including wrestling. So I guess they were wrestling fans when they grew up, so they fucking did it. And they stayed around. They ended up, not only did they stay, but they pretty much became professional wrestlers. Like, even after, like, the WWE dropped them, they went on to WCW and then, like, TNA and all this
Yeah,
other
I was
shit.
gonna say. I remember they were like I didn't remember which one they were in, but I remember.
I remember seeing them a lot during when they back the '90s when wrestling was like
Right, yeah.
its first or its second coming, I guess, was in the '90s, and yeah, they were all over the place.
Yeah, the late 90s, early 2000s, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, kind of not a. Kind of not a. I mean, as much as I hate to give ICP any credit for anything, like that's kind of not a bad way to go about it. I guess. I mean, if you know, I mean,
I mean, you're selling a character, right?
yeah. I mean,
Which is what wrestling does.
yeah. Essentially, that's kind of like the whole. I mean, when they first started, I guess that was kind of their whole thing. So yeah, that's cool. Another. The one that started as a wrestler and then became a musician. Well, I think he was always a musician, but Chris Jericho, he has his own band, Fozzy. They're like a kind of like a Motley Crue-ish kind of rock metal band.
I can't see him being anything else but that.
Yeah, I mean that seems to make total sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like I don't listen to a lot of like cock rock like that or anything, but they're pretty good.
Quality
like,
cock rock.
Yeah, quality cock rock, and they actually.
Quality cock rock.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in and hearing that at least. I'm seeing a lot of like first time viewers today, and this is what.
Yeah, I
we're
see Daniel Burnson's on. You know,
Why
he's
are you
a
acting like this is not what they should expect?
he's a
Right.
Fuck.
he's an Atlanta Falcons fan, by the way.
Oh, nice.
If you want to ask him any questions or if he has any, actually, why did
Call in the
the,
hotline, 850-907-7686.
I don't want to move away from wrestling just so fast, but Atlanta, we kind of just grazed over Atlanta. They did pretty poorly versus the Eagles, who have a shit quarterback. And, well, I say shit, I mean, he doesn't score a touchdown quarterback. I'm not sure how that even went down. And, and like, literally, I think, like I said, I think they only threw one pass in the end zone to, what's his fucking
And I'm
face?
fine with being done with wrestling, by the
What's
way.
his fucking face?
Julio Jones.
Yes, thank you.
Hashtag ain'ts. That's real funny. 28-3. Anyways, won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know who Brandon Biner's pro team is. It's probably
I just assumed it was. I just assumed.
I
It was the
have no
Falcons.
idea.
But
Maybe Tampa. I don't even know. I know Daniel is definitely an Atlanta fan, though.
yeah. I mean, it was weird about that Eagles game because
Because I thought after they lost Foles, that was it. I thought after they had to use Foles and lost
had
Wentz,
to use Foles,
that was
yeah.
it. I was like, oh man, that's
No,
tough.
that dude's had some success.
he has. But I mean, remember Bobo a while back we talked about the brackets of quarterbacks currently in the NFL, and we had the tier 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4 being the don't touch, don't avoid. This is your absolute last fucking hope of just finishing the season kind of thing.
Yeah,
Where do you see Nick Foles, man? A tier 3 maybe? Like,
I lost a fantasy football championship because of that dude. I had to pick him up because of that situation. So no, fuck him. He's trash. I don't want anything to do with him ever again.
tier 4, eh?
Yeah, he's bottom. Absolute. Garoppolo would have been better off for me on my team than that fuckboy. So no, I had no time for him at all, ever. And I don't know how he managed to win a game without throwing a touchdown. But then again,
They were
it's
playing the
Nick
Falcons.
Foles, and they played the Falcons.
The Saints once blew a 28-point lead. I guess it wasn't as
Bottom
memorable as
shelf bum of the week.
the Super Bowl, but anyways, I'll have to take your word on that one. I'm sure it happened. I've seen the Saints do some silly things over the years.
Yet another thing that we were going to do on this show that never happened.
What's
And
up?
here's your bottom shelf bum of the week.
That did happen for a while.
happened for a little bit.
Yeah, the early.
We should bring that back. We have the special ed voiceover and everything.
Yeah, we do. I mean, if we had a bottom shelf bum of the week this week, it's obviously going to Marcus Williams at the Saints.
Yeah,
I mean,
it has to.
it would have to.
Unfortunately, there's no tie or anything. It just goes.
It just goes right to him. I mean, I remember one of the big issues with the bottom shelf bum was we started to
apply it to all sorts of stuff.
Well, that too, but that actually I didn't see it being an issue. I remember there was one week that CJ, when he was going through his depression with the Saints last year, he felt like they should have been the bottom shelf bum after their Monday Night Football loss to the Falcons. You and I disagreed because you were saying this is the Saints this year. This is not shocking.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
And I think it was right around that time when you're like, you know, just fuck it then. We're just not going to do it. So, because I mean, I thought this was kind of like supposed to be like, I was like, well, I think Bobo's really supposed to be in charge of that, but CJ was dead set, man. The Saints would be the bottom shelf bum. Well, at least Marcus Williams is this week. He is our bottom shelf bum of the week because he really he lost it for his team, his fans, everything. It was, I mean, bad move. Bad move.
The soundboard is just full of great ideas we have that were never even really used. Like,
And now, a moment just for the ladies.
Just for the ladies.
anytime CJ says some gay shit, which is a lot, I'll play that. You know, It's just every now and then.
It still comes in handy, you know. I mean,
Yeah, but the Chiefs are trash. Talking to the Chiefs are so I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
That was they people had those guys going all the way, and they couldn't. I don't know, man.
I actually remember at the very beginning of the season when they were just kind of mowing over everybody with that.
They did the same thing last year, though.
Yeah.
With that rookie running back of theirs, Kareem Hunt, who all just disappeared eventually. But I remember at the beginning of the season, there was I read on some website where they were already giving out ticket deals for Kansas City Chiefs fans for the Super Bowl. Like, that's something you hear like them do for the Patriots or the Alabama Crimson Tide in like the national championship or something. But the Chiefs, it's kind of like, all right, well, you know, let's get to the playoffs first.
Yeah.
You know, like let's make sure that happens. You know, that would be like a Cleveland Browns fan next year going ahead and reserving their spot for the playoffs. You know, like, which I mean, God, those poor
That
guys.
parade they had though for the winless parade they
Good for
had,
them.
that was amazing.
Good for them.
That was
though.
some
I mean,
amazing shit.
It is sad, but that team needed to celebrate something. I mean, literally, if you were a Browns fan last year, you celebrated
Dude,
something.
the fucking players
Nothing,
took to
not
social
one.
media begging people not to go to it, man.
Oh, man, if I lived in Cleveland and I was a Browns fan, I would have been fucking...
I would have hosted it.
But yeah, right, I mean...
I would have been there live, unsing.
I could see if you were a player for the Cleveland Browns, why you wouldn't want...
So
like,
no player showed up.
what? No, fuck no, of course not. Like, well, I'm sure...
Ironically, I would have shown up.
I think one of them probably did incognito or something.
I don't know.
but-
Some of the practice squad guys probably got paid to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why, as a player, you wouldn't want your fans doing it because it's kind of like celebrating how.
But all your fans are there.
Yeah.
They're your fans,
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
did poorly, and you didn't win a game this year.
Yeah, I mean, they had to celebrate something, you know. I mean, 17 technically weeks of football, and I mean, the last thing before that 0-16 parade they had to celebrate was the potential that they might be okay during the preseason because they won 2 games in the preseason. So I mean, yeah, that happened. 0-16 for only the second time in NFL history. Of course, the 2008 Lions were the last one.
And they do it worse this year. Their coach is jumping in the lake,
Yeah,
which is impossible. He can always do is win one game. But if he wins no games, I guess he has to go in the lake.
yeah. I would. Yeah, that's. And here's the thing too with the Lions when they went 0-16, they got Matthew Stafford out of it, and you know, I mean, I still feel. I mean, it hasn't fully paid off yet, obviously, but the guy's got potential. I don't think he's tier 4, tier 3. I think we
Who?
bottom Matt Stafford.
Oh no, Matt Severs is pretty. I mean, he's decent.
I would say a bottom.
He's not in your
tier
top.
2.
He's not your top tier, but he's like 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Probably in a 3.
Yeah, I'd probably give
has
him a really strong
potential to
three.
get into 2
High
a couple
three,
of
low
times.
2.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I mean,
He's probably a 2 30% of the season. The rest of it, he's probably a
yeah.
solid 3.
He's won games, got him into the playoffs. You know, I mean, he's made shit happen over there. So I mean, I feel like it may pay off one day for the Lions. But here's the thing with the Browns.
Cleveland
My
people
phone died,
do
sorry.
eat shit in the street whenever they win a national the basketball or the NBA championship. Did you see that, man? Video of some dude eating dog shit in the street after the Cleveland Cavaliers won the.
No, but I'm not shocked. Like, I mean,
Oh, shit,
That's
gotta
worse
fix
than the
up.
Tide Pod.
and to Google. Oh no, I thought you were about to pull that up. I was like, yeah, please don't.
Doing that shit on the fly sucks because like that whole situation with the ads and everything, you got to be prepared for stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
that was a little annoying. So yeah,
Cat.
I mean, we have a special guest cat here in the studio. So yeah, Cleveland. I mean, and they've got 2 picks in the top 4 this year. I don't know. I don't know what that team can ever do. I mean, it's almost like unless they get picks 1 through 32 next year, like I don't see anything turning around quick for that team. They need a quarterback. They need a wide receiver. They need a running back. Well, the running back's okay, but they need a better one. They need
Their receivers aren't that bad neither, to be honest with you.
But see, that's the problem with that team is everything's not that bad. They don't have that guy, you know? Like even back when the Jaguars really sucked, they at least still had, MJD that kind of bailed him out occasionally, you know? Mm-hmm. That happened. Or even, when the Vikings had Adrian Peterson and nobody else. The Browns don't have that guy. They're that guy is Isaiah Crowell.
Yeah.
And, I mean, and we're talking, tier 2, tier 3 running back. That's their guy, I mean, your best player on your team should still be, a star. I feel like if Isaiah Crowell was, to walk into some bar that I was at, I would just think it was just some random guy,
Josh Gordon can be that guy. I don't know if he still is that guy, but he was that guy for a minute.
He has the potential to be, or he had the potential to be at once. Maybe we'll see what happens with him next year. That team's got a lot of work to do.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Overtime, coming in your days off, coming in when you're sick instead of staying at home. They got a lot of work to do.
They do have a lot of work to do.
And that was directed towards CJ.
Really, I don't think our viewers can figure that one out. So yeah, I think we've pretty much well, Kenny. Who you feeling for the NFC? Vikings, Philly.
We haven't decided
I can't see how Philly. I just can't see how Philly gets past the Vikings.
I don't see it either.
I can't see it, man.
I'd like to see it, but I don't think it will.
They're just offensive. Defensively, they're juggernauts, man. There's no doubt about that. But offensively, I just don't think they're going to be able to put the numbers up.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So we might be seeing a little bit of extra history here in the NFL this season. So,
I don't think the Vikings are going to lose.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem that way. So we'll see what happens this weekend. There's CJ. He finally made his appearance on the show. Hey, what's up, Kitty? We've got a special guest. Here's the cat I was mentioning. Who
They can't see him. Now he just looks scared.
That didn't. He's like, "Yep, fuck this show. I'm out of here."
It's funny. We did a Christmas commercial when we still had a show here on PMVN called The Deal with Villarreal. Oh, wait a minute. I can't take myself seriously with that over my face. and the cat actually made an appearance in that video when he was a kitten.
No kidding.
Yeah, he picks him up and starts to eat him, and then the video ends.
So he frequently shows up on a PMVN.
Yeah, he's been on a time or
related
two.
shows. Well, all right, well that's cool.
Back during the Pimpy cast, because of the setup of the studio back then, you'd see him walk into the studio every now and then, turn around and walk out.
Very cool, very cool. We're just about out of time. I did want to shine some light on this real quick. This Tuesday, I'll actually be attending this. My buddy Josh Gay, the PA announcer of the Pensacola Ice Flyers, brought this to my attention. So I'm going this Tuesday. I think it'll be a lot of fun considering that I'm a waiter.
This Tuesday?
Yeah.
Hockey game?
Well, no, it's actually not a hockey game, but it is Ice Flyers related over at Mike's Boathouse over there next to
Tip the Flyers?
Well, yeah, there it is.
Okay.
The Ice Flyers are going to be serving table. I'm interested to see how this goes over. They're going to be serving tables over at Mike's Boathouse, which is over there, kind of near where the Wahoo Stadium is.
Yeah.
I've actually never been there before. I've heard it's fantastic though.
I've eaten there before.
I've heard it's really good. But the Ice Flyer players from 5 to 8 are going to be
special, overpriced.
They'll be serving they'll be serving the tables. the tips that go into this apparently is part of a fundraiser for the USO. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Josh brought it to my attention, and as a hockey fan and as a person that now works at 2 different restaurants, I've got to see this for myself. So me and my dad are going to go check that out. I don't know if seafood, hockey, or both is your thing, but it's definitely something worth checking out. It's for a good cause, So I just figured out, bring that to everybody's attention. We'll be there. I might go live and try to see if I can talk to one of the Ice Flyer players and see how he feels about having to do that as part of his job playing for a professional hockey team. Which speaking of which, before we go, I was reading I've read a couple articles about this with these guys. They have had a really, really weird year. They're doing pretty well, but it seems like every time, they've got less than 25% of their roster that started the season still with them. because they keep having all their players called up to all these different leagues. And their big issue has been goalies. They've gone through, like, I'm not even kidding, like 4 or 5 goalies.
Because their goalies are good?
Yeah, the first one they have is actually playing at a really high level. Sean Bonner was his name. And the ones they kept getting after that all kept doing really well. In fact, at one point in time, I saw a stat sheet that had the top goalies in the league, and it was people like Pensacola had like the top 3. And, like, people that weren't even playing for the Ice Flyers anymore, like, had some of the best averages. So, like, they've had a really weird year. Like, the last game I went to, they won, and they did really well in that game too, for that matter. But they've had a very strange year. They're constantly, it seems like every day, having to find new players from some random college that is a free agent now or something, because they keep having roster spots come up, and this is a really bad time for that to happen, considering the playoffs for that particular league start in the next few months. So, but somehow they still keep doing well. So good for them.
Good for them.
I'm excited to be waited on by one of them this Tuesday at Mike's Boathouse. So maybe we'll see you guys there.
Think there'll be a fight? That'd be cool.
That'd be getting your money's worth right there, right?
Telling you,
a
hell
hockey
yeah.
fight breakout at a seafood restaurant.
Fucking A right.
I mean, that says it all right there, my friends.
It says something.
It says something. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. We'll see y'all next week for episode 59. CJ may or may not be feeling better by then. I guess we'll see.
I'm sure he will be.
He may or may not lie about where
Depends
he's
how
at.
warm it is. Depends on the temperature. We'll know if CJ will be here or not.
Yeah, that's right, you guys. Y'all stay safe out on those, snowy, icy roads
The
here in
treacherous
Pensacola,
Florida roads.
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed having their kids home from
By the
school
way,
today.
Google San Antonio drivers scared of icy highway video. Google that. It's basically a bunch of people on the highway. They're scared, so they start turning around and then trying to go off the on-ramp. While people are still driving, like there's people coming at them and they're trying to get off the on-ramp.
They feel like that's safer than just driving.
It was completely insane. It was people in the South dealing with ice. It was hilarious.
People. Earlier in this episode, we were talking about people eating Tide detergents. So, what can you really say at this
Probably
point in
from
time?
San Antonio.
Probably from San Antonio. I'm going to go grab me some Tide right now and have me a nice snack and call it an evening.
Yum, yum.
Thank y'all very much for tuning in to the Underground Pub Show here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network. We'll see y'all same time, same place. Deuces.
Tune in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Underground Pub Show, right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.